Prepare to discover the ingenious side of Amish homesteading, where centuries-old wisdom meets practical problem-solving. Today, we're unveiling 10 surprising hacks that highlight how these communities thrive without modern conveniences. If you've ever wondered how they manage to grow abundant food, run efficient farms, and maintain self-reliant lifestyles, this deep dive into Amish techniques is exactly what you need. Number 1. Miniature straw bale gardening. Many Amish families, especially those with limited yard space, have begun experimenting with straw bale gardens to boost productivity. Rather than traditional raised beds, tightly bound straw bales act as containers for growing herbs, small vegetables, and even decorative plants. The process starts by conditioning the bales with water and natural fertilizers, allowing beneficial microbes to create a rich growing medium within the straw. Seeds or seedlings can then be planted directly into these bales. As the straw slowly decomposes, it releases nutrients to help the plants thrive. Some Amish gardeners stack these bales strategically near the edges of their property or close to barns, minimizing space usage while protecting the plants from harsh winds. This innovation reduces weed growth since most weeds can't penetrate dense straw. It also keeps soil-borne diseases at bay, as there's minimal contact with the underlying ground. With proper watering, these bales stay moist inside, further promoting healthy root development. At the end of the season, partially decomposed bales turn into valuable mulch or compost for other areas of the homestead. Homesteaders outside Amish communities find this method affordable and adaptable, especially when garden beds are limited or when soil quality is poor. The flexibility means anyone can arrange bales on patios, rooftops, or uneven terrains. This approach offers a neat alternative for those seeking to maximize harvest without needing vast open land. Number 2. Gravity-fed water systems. Some Amish families, particularly in regions with rolling hills, utilize simple gravity-fed setups to distribute water across gardens and livestock areas. They often collect rainwater in large wooden cisterns or metal tanks placed at higher elevations on their property. From there, water flows downward through hoses or pipes, providing enough pressure for drip irrigation or minimal overhead sprinklers. These systems minimize the need for electric pumps, aligning with Amish values of reducing dependency on external power. In many cases, a single elevated tank can water multiple garden rows and fill troughs for horses, cattle, and goats. The Amish carefully design the slope to ensure consistent flow, sometimes digging shallow channels in the soil or placing underground PVC pipes. To prevent algae growth, they regularly clean tanks and install fine mesh screens to keep debris out. Home dwellers who want a quiet, low-energy solution can replicate such designs on smaller scales, placing rain barrels slightly above the level of raised beds. Drip tubing and manual valves allow controlled watering schedules, conserving resources and limiting water waste. These setups offer added resilience. If mechanical pumps fail, gravity-fed systems keep vital water running. Over time, the method proves cost-effective, especially for larger homesteads looking to minimize monthly bills. A crucial aspect is calculating accurate pressure requirements. Amish communities rely on practical experiments, monitoring the distance and drop from the water source to the gardens, to figure out how to achieve the best flow rate without mechanical assistance. Number 3. Modular chicken tractors. While traditional stationary coops remain popular, some Amish homesteaders use lightweight mobile chicken tractors that can be moved daily across open fields. These enclosures typically feature a wooden frame covered in sturdy wire mesh, shielding the birds from predators while letting them peck at fresh grass and insects. Small wheels on one end help a single person shift the tractor to a new patch of ground, distributing natural fertilizer, chicken droppings, in the process. This system reduces the need for synthetic fertilizers and keeps the flock healthy, as they're less likely to contract diseases that flourish in static, soiled enclosures. Because the birds eat weeds and pests, the tractor setup reduces unwanted bugs in the garden or yard. Some families also attach small nest boxes within the frame, ensuring daily egg collection is straightforward. The design might incorporate a hinged roof, providing easy access to feed and water containers. Through local blacksmiths or carpenters, Amish communities refine these tractors for durability, sometimes adding retractable roosting bars. Modern urban or suburban homesteaders can apply a scaled-down version of this concept, even in smaller backyards, helping keep chickens safe and their environment clean. Another twist involves combining chicken tractors with rabbit hutches in a two-tier arrangement, maximizing available space. The result is a continuous cycle of natural fertilization, weed control, and egg production that resonates with sustainable living principles. Number 4. Simple hydroponic buckets. Though high-tech hydroponics might seem contrary to Amish conventions, some progressive Amish farmers embrace uncomplicated versions to grow lettuce, spinach, and herbs year-round. Using 5-gallon buckets or larger troughs, they fill the containers with water enriched by organic nutrients, often created through compost teas or fish emulsion. A basic air pump or gravity drip line circulates the solution, ensuring that plant roots receive oxygen. In some cases, these buckets are placed on porches or greenhouses to maintain a stable environment without relying heavily on electricity. By controlling the nutrient mix, they achieve faster growth and consistent yields, even when outdoor conditions are challenging. Roots dangle in the water, absorbing essential minerals without soil. This approach fits well for high-value crops that can be harvested regularly, like leafy greens or culinary herbs. When families maintain large root cellars, they can keep water temperatures cooler and reduce algae growth in the nutrient solution. Such a low-tech hydroponic system may rely on manual water changes, which encourages a closer observation of plant health. For non-Amish homesteaders, replicating this tactic can offer fresh produce during cold seasons or in locations with poor soil. Although some forms of modern hydroponics use advanced sensors and lighting, the Amish demonstrate how simple versions can still thrive if carefully managed. Monitoring pH levels with rudimentary test kits and adjusting nutrients with homemade organic additives are practical ways to balance tradition with modern ingenuity, achieving stable harvests across different climates. Number 5. Community soap-making circles. In many Amish settlements, soap-making gatherings occur periodically, where households bring rendered animal fats or saved cooking oils to create large batches of soap together. This communal approach not only splits labor but also minimizes the cost of lye and essential oils, often purchased in bulk. These soaps serve multiple purposes: laundry, hand washing, dishwashing, reducing the reliance on commercial cleaning agents laden with synthetic chemicals. Each family might incorporate distinct ingredients like oatmeal for exfoliation or goat's milk for a moisturizing effect, leading to a variety of homemade bars. This diversity fosters informal trades, with families swapping different soap types at the end of the gathering. Such circles also act as social events, building strong community bonds. Workshops sometimes include younger members, teaching them the art and safety protocols of working with lye. For modern homesteaders, soap making can be adapted on a smaller scale by collecting leftover oils in sealed jars. Simple safety measures like protective gloves and goggles suffice to handle the lye solution. Long wooden spoons, enamel pots, and well-ventilated areas keep the process manageable. Scented with herbs like lavender or lemongrass, the final product remains biodegradable, cost-effective, and gentle on sensitive skin. Amish families often wrap finished bars in craft paper or cotton cloth, allowing them to cure while labeling each batch with the date and ingredients. This approach underscores a zero-waste philosophy, turning what might be kitchen scraps into valuable, long-lasting soap that can last for months. Number 6. Multi-purpose barn designs. Amish carpenters are known for creating barns that fulfill several functions under one roof. Rather than limiting these structures to housing livestock, they incorporate storage lofts for hay and compartments for equipment maintenance. Many barns feature built-in workshops for carpentry or metalwork, along with feed rooms and separate sections to keep different animal species comfortably apart. Strategic layouts ensure that fresh air circulates, reducing odor buildup and respiratory issues in animals. Barn windows or shutters can be adjusted manually, controlling light and temperature without electric fans. By centering daily chores in one building, families save time and energy traveling between separate facilities. Additionally, older Amish barns might include hidden root cellar entrances accessible from within, handy for grabbing produce during winter. Typically, the sturdy wood beams are constructed using traditional joinery methods, which means less reliance on nails or screws. Modern homesteaders can learn from these designs, tailoring a barn to serve as a combination of a greenhouse extension, animal shelter, and tool shed. By situating critical functions close to each other, tasks like feeding animals, mending fences, or repairing harnesses become more efficient. Another notable feature is the integration of wide lofts that store everything from seeds to dried herbs, ensuring no wasted vertical space. The open design also makes it easier to repurpose the barn's interior if the homestead expands or changes focus. Durability and adaptability stand at the heart of these multi-purpose barns, aligning with a mindset that every resource should be used prudently. Number 7. Low-tech greenhouse insulation. Though many Amish rely on natural growing cycles, some embrace unheated greenhouses to extend their harvests. They focus on passive solar design, employing thick, transparent plastic or glass walls oriented to capture maximum sunlight. To insulate during cold nights, heavy canvas or burlap curtains can be manually drawn over the panels. Straw bales stacked along the greenhouse base add an extra layer of warmth, blocking drafts. Thermal mass elements, like large barrels of water, absorb heat during the day and release it slowly overnight, maintaining more stable temperatures. Shelves or benches inside these greenhouses can hold seedlings and keep them safe from frost before outdoor transplanting. Amish families often monitor temperature changes closely, using analog thermometers hung at plant level. If conditions get too warm, simple vent panels can be propped open by hand. These greenhouses thrive on the principle of harnessing natural forces and limiting reliance on modern devices. In addition, some utilize compost piles within the greenhouse to generate heat as organic matter breaks down, further boosting the interior temperature. Homesteaders who replicate these setups often discover they can grow leafy greens and cool season vegetables deep into winter with minimal cost. This approach underlines a general Amish preference for slow, deliberate methods that work in harmony with the environment, letting the sun, compost, and insulation do most of the heavy lifting instead of electric heaters or fans. Number 8. Herbal remedies and tinctures. Alongside standard medical care, Amish communities maintain a broad knowledge of herbal treatments for minor ailments. Families cultivate medicinal plants like echinacea, chamomile, and calendula in designated garden plots or along fence lines. Leaves, flowers, and roots are harvested carefully, then dried and stored in dark glass jars or muslin bags. When needed, they're prepared as teas, poultices, or tinctures. Many households keep small hand-bound recipe books detailing each herb's properties, recommended dosages, and specific uses, from soothing sore throats to easing minor burns. Tinctures often use vinegar or alcohol as solvents, and they're left to infuse in cool, dim spaces for several weeks. Younger members learn these techniques by observing elders, ensuring that communal knowledge persists. Modern homesteaders have taken renewed interest in such remedies, experimenting with local plants that thrive in their area. While these methods aren't a substitute for professional healthcare, they align with a lifestyle emphasizing self-reliance and closeness to nature. Harvesting times are critical. Amish practitioners often gather plants in the early morning when essential oils are most potent. Dried materials are carefully labeled, sometimes with the harvest date, ensuring potency doesn't diminish from prolonged storage. Many households organize their herbs in a simple apothecary cabinet, sorted by common symptoms. This time-honored tradition highlights the depth of knowledge about nature's pharmacy, instilling confidence that, for mild conditions, some relief can be found in carefully prepared, homegrown remedies. Number 9. Smokehouse preservation techniques. A hallmark of Amish homesteading is the art of curing and smoking meats in homemade smokehouses. Constructed with thick wooden walls, these small buildings or sheds create a controlled environment for preserving cuts of beef, pork, and poultry without modern refrigeration. The process usually begins with salt curing or brining, drawing out moisture and inhibiting bacterial growth. Afterward, meats are hung on sturdy hooks or wooden rods inside the smokehouse. A smoldering fire of hardwoods like hickory, apple, or oak provides consistent smoke at low temperatures. Some families add herbs or spice mixes to intensify flavor. This slow smoking can last from several hours to multiple days, depending on the desired result. Temperature control is achieved by adjusting the air vents or adding damp wood chunks to the embers. The final product has a deep flavor and a longer shelf life, a necessity in communities seeking year-round self-sufficiency. Modern enthusiasts find smaller-scale versions of these smokehouses equally beneficial. Even if you don't have livestock, you can still preserve fish or wild game using the same principles. The key is a steady supply of fuel wood and careful monitoring to maintain a consistent smoke flow. While commercial smokers exist, Amish smokehouses highlight how a simple, hand-built structure can handle large volumes at once. Families often schedule their smoking sessions right after butchering, streamlining the entire process. This approach weaves practicality with rich tradition, resulting in distinct flavor profiles that can't be matched by quick cooking methods. Number 10. Horse-powered machinery revival. One of the most surprising Amish hacks involves taking modern farming implements and adapting them for horse-drawn use. Instead of purely historical plows, some Amish craftspeople retrofit modern balers, reapers, or even planters with specialized shafts and wheels, enabling a team of horses to pull them. This blend of old and new equipment lowers fossil fuel dependence while boosting efficiency. Skilled welders and blacksmiths craft custom steel frames or couplings to attach harnesses securely to these updated machines. Pneumatic tires might be installed for smoother rides, and gear ratios are altered to match the horse's pace. The result is a system that accomplishes tasks once exclusively powered by tractors, but with an Amish twist. Quiet, fuel-free operation that still achieves commercial-scale output. Many families see this as a way to honor tradition while remaining competitive in agricultural markets. If the homestead is large, a single day's work with multiple horse-drawn machines can cover broad acreage. For smaller-scale modern homesteaders, adapting a push mower or small garden cultivator can be surprisingly straightforward, provided there's a suitable draft animal and the right attachments. Amish communities share these innovations at gatherings, passing design improvements by word of mouth or through local harness shops. Over time, they've refined the balance between horse comfort and machinery performance, ensuring minimal stress on the animals. This method showcases how centuries-old skills can fuse with the practicality of advanced devices, opening doors to more environmentally conscious farming without entirely sacrificing productivity.